we go, mate. I think we're filming here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's open it. Be careful of that sediment.
I'm wondering if we should start with the story first about how this came about, how I was woken up. What was it, 9 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, you know, which I thought was a respectable time for you being
A respectable
up,
time.
you've been asleep for a good 12 hours or so.
But he had a gift.
I did, because I know you love Merry Down cider. I see you drinking it on a semi-regular basis. And I was down at the local car boot sale today, and someone was doing a house clearance, and they actually had 3 cases of different limited edition drinks from the 1980s and 90s, and was selling them at £1 a bottle. So I managed to pick up a bottle of vintage Merrydown dry cider, which really is vintage now, not just a name, from 1991. So that's out how many years?
I would have been 6 years old at the time. You've got to be careful with this because there's sediment.
Lots of sediments. So let's pour it. And I was also able to pick up a 40-year-old bottle of 40-year-old bottle of beer. That was celebrated.
Brewed before I was even born.
Yeah, that celebrated the opening of the Humber Bridge of all things in the year I was born. So that's really.
The year you was born. Yeah, I didn't know you was born. Thought he was like hatched from an egg or something.
Maybe. That's looking quite good, actually.
It is.
You know,
nice
your bartending experience is obviously serving you semi-well here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at that. You can smell it, can't you? Well, at least I can. It smells like cider. Let's see if it tastes like cider or tastes like vinegar.
It will be fascinating to see. The thing is, if it tastes like cider, or should I say like vinegar.
That's good. You can tell that the integrity of the bottle stayed though, because it's still carbonated. So the cap has a...
Wow.
Let's try some. Well, it's definitely not vinegary. It does taste like a cider, doesn't it?
An actual cider.
Despite being 30 years old.
Who would have thought that?
Wow. There we go. Vintage Merrydown cider. So it's 8.2% when it was bottled. I'm not sure if that's increased over the years.
There's actually a story to Merrydown cider because there were 3 friends, according to one of their modern bottles. And there's a story on the back of this, and it actually explains it was created in 1946 by 3 friends, Jack, Ian and John. It says Merrydown is still made to the original recipe that was first perfected in Jack's house, a home called Merrydown, where they would unwind with a glass of cider once their day was done.
There we go.
That one's not bad, is it?
No, it's fine. It's perfectly drinkable, which I was slightly worried about, but...
it almost tastes like it's matured a lot.
It does, doesn't it? It tastes more like if you go into an actual, you know, someone locally doing cider and you get that, you know, more mature, drier cider. It's almost got that, you know, taste.
Taste the alcohol. I don't think somehow that's, what are they calling it? They're calling it 8.2%.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 8.2% anymore.
Maybe not.
It tastes a little bit spirity. So, are we going to open the beer?
Yeah. We'll open the beer in a minute. We'll. There we go. Well, we're going to do the beer on another bit in a minute because we'll need something to actually pour it into, won't we?
This is a fair shout.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be some editing going on with this video or something. Modern, happy things, but
Well, let's just do it in 2 segments and we'll see everyone later.
there you go. The man has spoken. We will see you all later. So yeah, that's us again.
Yeah, we're getting closer to the end of the bottle. So, as you've drank the majority of it, Danny, what would you say the comparison is between vintage 1991 Meridown, and that's now
Vintage
30
current.
years old,
Vintage current,
versus the current product?
which actually has an award, the
Ah.
2021 International Cider Challenge
There we go.
Silver Award.
There we go.
There
So,
we go. You
what
know
would you
why
rate
it got
them?
silver, don't you?
why?
Because I don't think it's actually from the West Country.
Oh.
Sussex,
Yeah, it is
according
Sussex,
to
yeah.
the original bottle. But had it been from the West Country, it would have won gold.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's
So,
West Country won gold that day.
back to the question, what's the comparison, would you say?
This
Yeah.
is a lot stronger than the 8.2 they're claiming it is. And it's got a slight rummy kind of flavour
Yeah,
to it.
yeah,
you know,
I
but I think
noticed
that's
that.
the age more than anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely the age.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll be finding too many more bottles of that. So, that's the end of it, probably. That's the last time you'll taste 1991 cider. There you go. Let's give this a rinse, because the party doesn't end there.
As they say.
Yes.
I'll give this 2 rinses. The first swill and the second swill. Oh, shizer. Should I get wood on that?
Yeah, we could do with a slight bit of wood on the fire without disturbing.
The camera, which
camera
is
too
leaning
much.
up against the wood.
Yeah.
It's got to be the most cost efficient phone stand ever.
There we go. So what we're going to be trying next is from North Country Breweries,
Number 23637.
and it's called Celebration, from the year 1981, the year of my birth, and it was brewed to commemorate the opening of the Humber Bridge. So
Got my bottle opener there. Oh, here it is.
yeah, here it is. So I did research this one online a little bit, and a lot of people actually saved their commemorative bottles of this and drank it on the 40-year anniversary. Yeah, on the 40-year anniversary, which was only either earlier this year or late last year. So people have been drinking this recently, and you can still buy the occasional bottle of this. So it's, and it even came in its own little box.
There's not
there.
much of a head on it.
And cap. Looks like it's still sealed fine.
Wait for that to settle.
Yeah.
There you go, you want the bottle?
Well, I'm not going to be keeping it on my shelf, but we'll keep it in memory in this video. Go.
There's a bit sedimenty, mate.
It is a bit. I think we'll
You first or me?
let it
looks a
stand
bit
for
more
a
iffy.
minute. It does, doesn't it?
This
Actually,
is
maybe
counter
the browner bottle.
To what you thought, because you suggested that the cider would be more
potentially dodgy.
Yeah.
But we did let the cider bottles stand all day, and we obviously
Is that
did.
one been bouncing about in your
Well,
pocket?
I've just carried it down, haven't I? So, and you couldn't tell because of it
You can
being
see the
brown
sediment
glass.
fall
Yeah.
into the bottom there.
Yeah.
In other news, as I'm pissed, I'll tell you that story.
Yeah.
That happened on the way back. Right, so I'm walking back from Melton, and no word of a lie, I'm walking along the road, and this is drunk walking towards me, proper drunk, right?
Wasn't a mirror.
No, imagine a point in front of you,
Yeah.
right, and they're 6 foot either side of that point,
Okay.
either side. Now imagine swaying from the centre point to the point on the left,
Yeah.
which is 6 foot to the side, then back to the centre, and another 6 foot, then back to the centre. This man was so drunk, he was literally, and I literally watched him twice, almost like literally sway off the curb, because that's a narrow path.
It is. Yeah.
It's a narrow path. And sway off the curb. There was just one bit where he missed dying by about a second.
Wow.
Literally by about a second. So he's missed dying. The car scared him, and then he's just arse over tit. He's just literally arse over tit. Like he's managed to save his beer by some miracle. Like he's scraping peeling his face off the ground. And his beer is literally stood there perfectly like that. And I wouldn't normally do it to a guy, but I was trying to help him. So I sort of I've made to help him up, but whilst I've helped him up, I've accidentally, not so accidentally, kicked his beer over.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. What can you do? He clearly had enough, and I tried pulling him to his feet. No such fucking luck, right? As I pulled him to his his legs, they just would not work. They weren't functioning. So I've pulled him up, but he's flopped back down. Literally, in the end, I had to go around the back of him, put my hands under his fucking arms, and literally drag him away from the road.
Wow.
Lay him down on the mud bank by the bushes. I literally said to him, I said, "Look, mate," I said, "you just fucking stay there, and don't get up."
Wow.
Just sleep that fucker off and on off.
There we go.
On my way.
So he'd obviously had a nice Sunday.
Oh, he'd had a nice Sunday.
Well, that's settling down a little bit, isn't it?
Are you going to give it a go first or me?
I don't mind.
You go first.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah.
Says it all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it tastes like a not too great ale, really. It's just.
Oh wow, that's strong tasting. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Actually, I don't mind that one. If I walked into your average Weatherspoons
Yeah.
and they served me a pint, but because of its age, I think I'd happily tolerate a little bit of it. I think you'd have to be careful and maybe let it settle
Yeah.
a bit more. It's not too bad.
I think that's maybe what we should do. I think we should.
It's
maybe...
got a slight toffee flavour to it. Don't know if you drink much ale, but like,
No,
like
I do.
I can taste a sort of toffee kind of. You know when you get like a dark toffee, and it's got that flavour. It reminds me of a dark toffee.
It's almost like a black treacle-y
flavour
hint to it, you know.
For those who are curious, and those of you who have actually got my book, this is the guy who did the design work. Not a lot of people know that. Like this book literally could not have happened had it not been for
me.
Jimothy, yeah.
And of course, I'm in the book because I wrote the foreword.
Yeah, bless him. Bless him. Have you ever eaten a pork pie like a Cornish pasty?
I haven't, but I know you have. I know you have, but I know you kind of get sick of me telling that story. Cause it's,
I actually did try recently. I brought a pork pie
and tried to eat
in
it.
Melton.
Yeah.
No, I didn't eat it like I normally would a pie or a pasty. You know, hand to mouth. Like it's one of those things. I actually cut it into slices.
Oh, did you? So
Yeah.
Civilised.
Yeah, I cut it into slices, mate, and I get it because you can use those little slices to dip in shit.
Well, the idea, a nice little smear of mustard on it that's the way forward.
Not the mustard.
You know. Well,
Is
I'm
it
glad.
Coleman's English mustard?
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of Dijon.
No.
If you're forced to a point, there's no English mustard,
No.
and you can only have a foreign mustard. It has to be Dijon. It's the closest thing you get to Coleman's English mustard without being Coleman's English mustard.
I still wouldn't have it on a pork
No.
pie. I love Dijon mustard if I'm making a honey mustard dressing, but I don't think I'd have it on a pork pie. It just
Not on a
wouldn't be
pork
the same.
pie. You
No,
say. It
no.
wouldn't be- What would you have instead?
What if I had no mustard? I just wouldn't have mustard. No English mustard, no mustard. I'd just.
Does
have
that mean
nothing
you
on
wouldn't have the pork pie?
It. No, I'd have the pork pie just with nothing on it.
Just with nothing on it?
Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything
A bit
else.
horseradish, maybe?
No.
It's a bit unconventional with a pork pie. But
You see, the best way to eat a pork pie is with a ploughman's lunch. So you've got chutneys and things that you're eating alongside it, but you're not actually, smearing it over the pork pie. So a nice chutney or relish to go alongside it, maybe.
applesauce. Pork and apples is traditional.
I think we should have let this stand, actually, because it's actually got better, just in those couple of minutes since we've opened it.
It's actually not too bad. To be fair, I've had like the end of a barrel in a pub.
Yeah.
It's been a lot worse than that.
Yeah. Considering it's over 40 years old as well. That's the number to remember, really. We've got it on the bottle here. Look, Celebration Ale 1981, if anyone can actually see that.
No, it's not bad. You're curious why I'm hitting myself. I'm not mad. We're in the woods.
We are. And you've drank a 30-year-old
It's
cider and a
bugs
40-year-old
landed on
ale.
my slap head.
You'll
Laugh with your full head of hair.
Yeah,
You're fucking older than me.
You'll be joining the man on the side of the road.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen anybody as drunk as he was. I am still impressed though.
Was he coming from town or to town?
Mate, oh no, he was on his way to Melton.
Oh right.
From
So it's
here.
not like he'd had a great day at the 1940s weekend that's going on there.
Fuck knows what he'd been like. Like maybe he'd had a good weekend there, rolled down the hill.
Yeah.
And then just, I don't know, staggered back or something.
Here's a good story from the 1940s weekend in town. Every year they have a duck race on the River Eye. There.
Oh, ain't that what you went there for?
Yeah, that's what we went there for. And the local Lions, charity do it. And every person buys a duck for, £2. A little plastic duck that has a number on it, and the winner wins some money, etc., etc. But there's a few hundred ducks that are in this race. But the wind was so strong today, it was blowing against the current of the river. So when they released all of the ducks, of course, they went nowhere but backwards, not towards the finish line. But because there was a 1940s weekend going on, they had a World War II fire engine there right next to the duck race. And they actually used that to squirt water
You sat on it?
from the river to to advance the duck race against Mother Nature's gusty wind.
Well, you don't get that every day, do you?
You don't.
The kids enjoy it?
Yeah, yeah, that was nice.
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 See, out of the two of us, he's probably the sensible one. You know, think normal person doing a job. Postman.
There we go.
That's what you do, innit?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the unconventional one sat by the fire, rubbing his sticks and pissed. Maybe that's the cider. Could it be?
It might have been. You did drink a lot more of it than me. But it was a present to you.
Cheers.
Yeah, you can see that sediment now, right at the, look at the bottom of it. That's why the taste has cleared up. That's all settled.
It's almost rummy though.
It is, it is. That was a description a lot of people put online when I was reading reviews of it.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we'll sign off here.
I think that's a good point.
Bloody bugs. There's another one there, look. I've killed the spiders. I feel bad. I not only felt bad killing them, they were creeping me out. There were too many of them.
Okay.
But now I've got flies everywhere. So that's my fucking karma. And
It is,
now
isn't it?
I've got to put up with the fucking flies. But yeah, on that note.
I ate that stew just because it was there.
Oh, you alright, mate?
See on the 30th will be well. Take care.
Yeah, it's only a couple of weeks.
What about?
No.